diarrhea, we have discussed the ulcer, and we are now discussing the ruminal acidosis, urea toxicity, and protected nutrients and enzymes. Uh, and this is in relation to a digestive system. So the acidosis is a pathological condition associated with the accumulation of acid, depletion of alkaline reserves in blood and body tissues, and characterized by the increased hydrogen ion concentration in the rumen. So the ruminal acidosis refers to a series of conditions that reflects a decrease in the pH in the rumen of a cattle. Rumen lactic acidosis is also known as a grain overload, grain poisoning, or acute indigestion. Develops in the sheep and cattle that have ingested a large amount of unaccustomed feeds rich in ruminally fermentable carbohydrates. कभी कभार एक्सीडेंटली ऐसा होता है कि कैटल, शीप या गोट ग्रेन्स को, जैसे वीट ग्रेन है, राइस ग्रेन है, मेज ग्रेन है, उसको खा लेती हैं, लेकिन फुल ऑफ ए स्टमक, और उसके ऊपर अगर वो पानी पी लेती हैं तो दैट इज़ अ फर्मेंटेबल एंड काजिंग द indigestion or a grain poisoning, which is a lethal, and due to that particular condition, the mostly the signs are developed, which might be acute acidosis or a chronic acidosis. So that might maybe the clinical or a subclinical. There are two categories of acidosis. One is the clinical, which shows the symptoms, and subclinical, having a minor symptoms or undiagnosed symptoms in which the acidosis develops, but the animal recover by itself using its digestive system. The resulting, mostly the if the animals are taking a अगर बहुत सारा जो है ग्रेन खा लिया है, that will results in the production of large quantities of volatile fatty acids, lactic acid decreases in rumen. So the pH to a non-physiological levels reaches. So simultaneously weakening the buffer capacity of the rumen and reduces the efficiency of a rumen flora and fermentation. जब पीएच नॉन फिजियोलॉजिकल लेवल पे पहुंच जाएगी तो डेफिनेटली जो बफरिंग कैपेसिटी है उस रीमन की वो रिड्यूस या वीक हो जाती है, जिससे उसका जो फ्लोरा है, जो फर्मेंटेशन काज करता है, जो फर्मेंटेशन ले डाउन करता है, वो मर जाता है, and that is causing a lactic acidosis, and that lactic acidosis may cause the ruminitis, metabolic acidosis, and lameness, hepatic abscessation, pneumonia, and death. अगर वो सीवियर कंडीशन में चली जाती है, हेपेटिक एब्सेसेशन काज करती है, which may lead towards the liver failure, that may have to cause a pneumonia, and then ultimately there will be the death of the animal. So acidosis can be divided into two categories. एक है clinical और दूसरी है subclinical. So acidosis is a high levels of acid in the body cause the body to compensate and try to remove the acid. ऐसा होता है कि जब भी एसिडोसिस हो जाती है और एसिड लेवल हाई हो जाती है तो बॉडी इज ट्राइंग टू रिमूव दैट एसिड बाय मेटाबॉलिज्म, लेकिन द लंग्स एंड द किडनीज आर यूजुअली एबल टू गेट रिड ऑफ एक्सेस acid in the body. If acidosis puts too much pressure on these organs, it can cause a serious complications. अगर पहले तो एसिडोसिस जो है दैट इज गोइंग टू बी रिड्यूस, दैट कैन बी, वो जो है लंग्स और किडनीज ट्राई करती हैं कि एसिडोसिस को रिड्यूस करे, बट अगर वो प्रेशर अगर इंक्रीज हो जाता है, कॉम्प्लिकेशंस सीरियस हो जाती हैं, देन the lactoacidosis will develop. And the lactoacidosis is a form of a metabolic acidosis that begins when a person or an animal overproduces or utilizes lactic acid and their body is not able to adjust to these changes. Peoples or the animals with the lactic acidosis have a problems with their liver and sometimes their kidneys being able to remove excess acid from their body. फिर ये भी होता है कि कभी कभार there might be the respiratory acidosis. Respiratory acidosis happens when the body is unable to remove the enough carbon dioxide, which then build up in the body, increasing acid levels in the body. So that may causes the respiratory acidosis. Uh, that is a stroke may to cause the respiratory acidosis. Drugs that affects the central nervous system, such as opioids, disorders that affects the muscles involved in the breathing, such as muscular dystrophy. So, but Guillain-Barré syndrome, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. सिम्टम्स ये होंगे कि अगर रेस्पिरेटरी एसिडोसिस है तो वीजिंग होगी, डिफिकल्टी ब्रीदिंग होगी, एंजाइटी होगी, डिस्टर्ब्ड स्लीप होगी इन द ह्यूमन बीइंग, ब्लू टिंज टू द स्किन ड्यू टू लो लेवल ऑफ ऑक्सीजन इन द ब्लड. ऑक्सीजन जो है ना लेवल कम हो जाएगी तो इसकी जो स्किन है ब्लिश हो जाएगी. तो रीनल ट्यूबुलर एसिडोसिस भी होता है और रीनल ट्यूबुलर एसिडोसिस में किडनी डिजीज या किडनी फेलियर कैन cause a metabolic acidosis. In these cases, doctors often refer to the condition as a renal tubular acidosis. The role of kidneys includes the removal of excess acid, which passes out of the body through urine. If there is a problem with kidneys, these organs are unable to remove acid effectively from the body. Causes of the metabolic acidosis or human acidosis is that the overfeeding, large quantities of the uh, large quantities of highly fermentable carbohydrates feed जो है ना that may causes a rumen acidosis. Lack of water, if the animal is unable to take water or the water is not given to the animal but the concentration has been given, that may have to cause a overfeeding, that may has to cause a rumen acidosis. Defective mastication है, insalivation है, वो regurgitation नहीं कर पा रही, paresis of a rumen है, vagal nerve है, vagal nerve है, vagal indigestion है, ingestion of moldy and decomposed feed है, ingesting polythene जो है ना bags, ropes and other plastic material. कुछ जानवर जो है ना वो प्लास्टिक मटेरियल खा लेते हैं या फिर जो प्लास्टिक के बैग्स हम यूज़ करते हैं उसमें से अगर चारा पड़ा हुआ है तो वो बैग्स खा ली तो दैट इनडाइजेस्टेड मटेरियल जब इंजेस्ट करती हैं दैट इज़ आल्सो लीडिंग टू अ रीमन एसिडोसिस. अच्छा, गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट में अगर नेमाटोड ज़्यादा हैं दैट मे हैव टू लीड टू काज अ रीमन एसिडोसिस. There are many possible causes of a high levels of acid in the body. Metabolic acidosis happens when too much acid builds up in the body due to a disruption of the metabolism. Several different health conditions can cause this to happen, including diabetes, the Jordan syndrome, severe diarrhea, biliary fistulation, or insulin resistance may have to cause the acidosis. Gain overloading, that is known as a lactic acidosis, Grain overload is an acute disease of ruminants characterized by rumen hypomotility to atony, dehydration, acidemia, diarrhea, depression, incoordination, collapse, and death. So very common in ruminants, whereas the feeding of carbohydrate grains change the microflora. First is the accidental or a faulty feeding of a high starch carbohydrates. अगर किसी जानवर ने, बकरी ने, भैंस ने, गाय ने या फिर शीप ने एक्सीडेंटली हाई रिच स्टार्च जो है खा ली, तो फर्मेंटेशन in a rumen by Streptococcus bovis, gram-positive fall of a rumen pH that will reduce the pH and increase the lactobacillus and decreases the pH. So the depletion of the normal microflora will occur. और इससे ये होगा कि फ्लोरा कम हो जाएगा because of the decrease of the acidic, because in the flora can live in the alkaline nature rumen. Lactic acid increases and osmotic pressure of rumen contents increases. A fluid drawn from a blood to a rumen causes the hemoconcentration leading to a anuria, dehydration, circulatory collapse, और फिर ग्रेनुलर फिल्ट्रेशन रेट जो है ना वो डिक्रीज हो जाएगा, एंयूरिया हो जाएगा या फिर ओलिगोयूरिया हो जाएगा, दैट मे हैव टू cause the uremia. So urea will increase in the blood, and then the complications might be arise that may have to lactobacillus and streptothrives, salivary secretion ceases, and absorption of a lactate in the blood, and metabolic acidosis will develop. Histamine will be produced, and that will cause the toxicity, and that will lead to a laminitis or pneumonitis. The atonic rumen develops, and that will fusiformis necrophorus, and the fungi Microaceae causing a pneumonitis and ulcer and laminitis. So therefore, these complications will arise whenever there is a acidosis. The complications might be that may have to develop the cardiovascular failure, reduced blood pressure, renal failure, loss of osmotic gradients, muscle weaknesses, clinically auscultation, extreme gurgling sounds, stomach pain, animal licks its stomach, and respiratory rate might be 60 to 90 per minute. Macroscopic alteration in the viscera, ruminal and reticular contents, porridge-like cornified epithelium, soft and peels of exposing hemorrhages, blood dark, thick, lungs, bleeding of alveoli and bronchi, heart musculature flabby, demyelinations of a nervous system, and hepatic abscess. So these are the symptoms which may arise after a death. If there might be the postmortem taking place, then there will be the corny epithelium, soft peels exposing hemorrhages. There will be a demyelination nervous system. There will be a rumen and a reticular contents, porridge-like structure, and the heart musculature flabby. The laminitis causes and the sequence of the event histamine theory that the nutrition, if we are feeding the animal with the excessive ruminal fermentable carbohydrate, finally chopped forages or a slug grain feeding, that will increase the lactic acid production in the rumen, which decreases the pH of the rumen, and death of a negative bacterial and endotoxin release may have to happen. That endotoxin release and the bacterial negative gram-negative bacterial death may cause the to increase the release the histamine. So that release of the histamine will cause the vasoconstriction and or a dilation. So that will damage the laminae of the foot, and hoof deterioration will cause the laminitis. Whereas this histamine, due to histamine can be released due to a pressure of a stress, concussion, trauma. So the infectious diseases like a metritis, or a foot rot may have to cause the histamine release. So there are three factors which may affect to release the histamine in a condition that is endotoxin release, bacteria negative, gram negative bacteria death, and then the infectious diseases like metritis, mastitis, or foot rot, or environmental stress that might be due to a stress or concussion or a trauma. So that has to release the histamine, which will lead to a laminitis. Microscopic lesions, that is a necrotic and supportic laminitis, a Hereford cough as a result of a lactic acidosis that can be seen on the uh, 40x microscope. The conclusion is that the lactic acidosis, Riemann fermentation, carbohydrate, starch, Salmonella brevis or lactate may have to stronger than the volatile fatty acids, which lead to decrease the pH in the Riemann, and that will cause the motility, osmolarity increase, motility decrease, and then increase of the proliferation of a coliform or clostridia. So that is causing a rhinitis if the proliferation occurs in the rumen, and that may have to cause a keratoria. Whereas the motility of a rumen will be statue, and absorption of the organic uh, substance will reduce, blood flow decreases, and the peripheral vascular rupture increases, and that there will be a extremes laminitis. If the osmolarity is going to be affected, increased, then that will cause the hemoconcentration of the uh, PCV, that will decrease the blood bicarbonates, that will decrease the blood calcium, that will increase the blood lactate, that will increase the dehydration, and that will increase the diarrhea, and renal and cardiac failure will occur. So the pathogens flow to a liver, that will cause the liver failure, abscess, and the renal failure and cardiac failure accompanied by liver abscess will cause the death. So therefore, this must be treated immediately, otherwise the death will occur in the animals. Clinical signs which will develop in the uh, animals, that is, the cattle with a mild clinical acidosis exhibit एनोरेक्सिया, खाएगी पिएगी नहीं, डिक्रीज मिल्क प्रोडक्शन, दूध की प्रोडक्शन कम हो जाएगी, स्कूरिंग होगी, डायरिया होगा. The severe form of the disease may progress to include the metabolic acidosis. अगर severe form है, clinical signs will be a metabolic acidosis that will cause a depression, dehydration, पानी की कमी हो जाएगी, टॉक्सीमिया, ब्लड में टॉक्सिक सब्सटेंसेस इंक्रीज हो जाएंगे, और डोनर काउ सिंड्रोम प्रोड्यूस हो जाएगा. सो परक्यूट एसिडोसिस में रिजल्ट इन रिकम्बेंसी, कोमा एंड डेथ. अगर वो परक्यूट हो गया एसिडोसिस, तो दैट विल कॉज द डेथ विद इन 8 to 10 hours. So the clinical signs in the acute form develops within 8 hours, जबकि 8 घंटे में क्लिनिकल साइंस डेवलप होंगे आफ्टर टेकिंग हाई carbohydrate or the grains overfeeding, and precedence the onset of a metabolic clinical acidosis that peaks in a 36 hours. 36 hours में वो peak पे पहुंच सकता है, and the clinical acidosis generally affects one or more cattle in a herd and is often participated by a sudden dietary changes. डायग्नोसिस ये होगी कि हम सैंपल जो है ना रीमिनोसेंटेसिस, रीमन में नीडल लगा के वहाँ से हम सक करेंगे सैंपल को, इसको कहते हैं रीमिनोसेंटेसिस। एंड देन उसको हम स्ट्रिप्स आती हैं जिसमें हम उसको स्ट्रिप्स को डालेंगे और वो स्ट्रिप्स बताती हैं कि वेदर द pH ऑफ द रीमन इज below than the 5, below than the 7, which is the neutral. If it is above, then it's alkaline. When it is below 7, it is acidic. When it is detected up to a 5.5 pH, then it is cut point for the diagnosis of acidosis in the rumen. Now we are going to take another the case, that is the urea toxicity or a poisoning. Poisoning by ingestion of excess urea, जो हम नॉर्मली यूरिया फर्टिलाइजर हम यूज़ करते हैं ज़मीनों में, तो मोस्टली द एनिमल्स which are grazing in the lands, which are keeping in the houses, and also the fertilizer are kept over there, they are taking ingestion of urea. Normally the urea as a source of nitrogen, and it can be fed to the animals, but there should be a मिनिमम क्वांटिटी। हम यूरिया स्प्रे करते हैं स्ट्रॉस पे, इवन जो है ना हम कास्ट करते हैं, हम जो है ना डेवलप करते हैं फीड, तो उसमें भी हम यूज़ करते हैं यूरिया को। तो यूरिया इज़ द बेस्ट सोर्स ऑफ ए नाइट्रोजन, but if it is excessively taken, then it will cause a toxicity. So other source of a non-protein nitrogen is usually acute, rapidly progressive, and highly fatal. After ingestion, NPN undergoes the hydrolysis and releases the excess ammonia into the gastrointestinal tract, which is absorbed and lead to the hyperammonia. So the causes of a urea poisoning is the most common causes of a toxicosis from the NPN supplementation includes common fertilizers, improper mixing of a NPN resulting in the concentrated packets, calculation error resulting in excess supplementation of a urea. So calculation error resulting in the excess supplementation, inadequate adaptation period, NPN rations low in carbohydrates prevents the proper formation of keto acids, free choice access to NPN rations, hungry animals will consume excess amounts, and then alkaline Riemann urease is a more efficient. There is also a more ammonia in the NH forms, which is really absorbed across the Riemann wall. Decreased water intake may cause also the urea poisoning. Elevated body temperature increases the urease activity. Liver diseases may have to result in the urea poisoning. Stressed animals recently shipped or castrated may cause the Riemann poisoning with the urea. So the urea poisoning maybe the poachers use the urea to kill the wild animals. जो शिकारी होते हैं वो जो है यूरिया को यूज़ करते हैं, पानी में मिला के जो है ना फेंक देते हैं, और फिर उससे जो है ना वाइल्ड एनिमल्स वो पानी पीते हैं, तो the wild animals are being killed. Intake increases of blood urea. and ammonia levels. Toxic doses, maybe the 100 grams in a kettle can cause a death. 10 to 25 grams for a goat is a lethal. So blood ammonia nitrogen level reaches to 0.84 mg to 1.3 mg percentage. The Riemann content having a 780 mg per 100 ml, that is a lethal, or that is a the urea poisoning. So ammonia gas or a strong solon of ammonia acts as a caustic alkali, severe colic, staggering gait, shivering, forced rapid breathing, marked jugular pulse, death after violent struggling and bellowing is being observed. शुरू शुरू में तो इसको जो है ना पेन में पेट में दर्द होगा, वो स्टेगरिंग करेगी, जब चलेगी तो दैट मे हैव नॉट टू कोऑर्डिनेट प्रॉपरली, वो चल नहीं पाएगी, अपने जो ना शिवरिंग होगी उसमें, और जो रेस्पायरेशन लेगी वो भी फोर्स्ड होगी, और तकलीफ दे जो है ना रेस्पायरेशन लेगी, मार्क्ड जुगुलर में पल्स चलेगी, और फिर डेथ हो जाएगी उस जानवर की आफ्टर स्ट्रगलिंग एंड बिलोइंग. The animals are often found dead as the progression of the ammonia toxicosis is very rapid. The onset of a clinical signs may vary from a matter of only a 15 minutes to a several hours. ये 15 मिनट से जो है ना कुछ घंटों के अंदर अंदर डेथ हो सकती है, and the death occurs around 24 hours following the injection. 24 घंटे के अंदर अंदर जानवर मर जाता है अगर उसने यूरिया खाया हुआ है, बट अगर लीथल वॉल्यूम में खाया हुआ है, दी बट कैन रेंज फ्रॉम लेस देन 1 आवर टू 3 to 4 days. हो सकता है अगर कम खाया है तो वो 4 दिन के बाद या 3 दिन के बाद 2 दिन के बाद मरेगा. अगर ज़्यादा खाया हुआ है तो दैट विल काज दी एक्ट ऑफ डेथ विद इन अ फ्यू आवर्स. तो क्लिनिकल साइन जो डेवलप होंगे आफ्टर इंजेक्शन ऑफ यूरिया, दैट विल बी दी ear twitching, pupil dilation, a rapid eye blinking, dyspnea, excessive salivation, frequent urination, defecation, ataxia, and tonic convulsion, and include by stimuli. So these will be the symptoms which will develop के तो कान जो है ना वो ट्विच करेगी, उसकी आँखें जो है ना वो डायलेटेड हो जाएंगी, और आँखें जो है ना रैपिड जो है ना बिल्किंग करेगी, उसे सांस लेने में तकलीफ होगी, और एक्सेसिव सिलाइवेशन, ड्रूपिंग सिलाइवेशन होगी, फिर उसके अलावा फ्रीक्वेंट जो है ना यूरिनेशन होगी, स्मॉल वॉल्यूम में होगी लेकिन बार बार वो यूरिन करेगी, डेफिकेशन करेगी. तो इस तरह से ये सिम्टम्स होंगे, and that will cause a death of a affected animals, may result from a multiple factors and is somewhat inconsistent finding. Hyperkalemia हो जाएगी, may occur due to a metabolic acidosis, since the primary mechanism of ammonia toxicosis appears to be an inhibition of the citric acid cycling, with resulting of a compensatory anaerobic glycolysis. So the hyperkalemia can induce a cardiac failure, a respiratory paralysis, or anoxia from a prolonged seizures activity, as well as a CNS dysfunction from the direct actions of ammonia can result in a death of animal. तो एनिमल की डेथ जो होती है बिकॉज ऑफ टेकिंग अ यूरिया, दैट मे हैव टू काज the respiratory arrest, that may cause a cardiac arrest, and as well as it is causing the dysfunctioning of the central nervous system, which is resulting in the form of death. यूरिया पॉइजनिंग जो है ना पोस्टमार्टम अगर आप करेंगे, जो जानवर मर गया है ड्यू टू अ पॉइजनिंग, मोस्टली दी डायग्नोसिस डिपेंड ऑन दी हिस्ट्री, कि आपको जो बंदा बता रहा है या किसी भी ओनर से जब आप हिस्ट्री लेंगे, अगर वो कह रहा है कि मैंने इसे ऐसा खाना दिया है, ऐसा फीड दिया है, ऐसी डाइट दी है जिसमें यूरिया मौजूद था, तो दैट इज़ वन ऑफ दी or reason to diagnose the urea poisoning. First of all, that when you are opening a stomach, तो क्योंकि ingestion हुई है, तो mostly the digestive system will be affected, and then it will lead to other organs. So mucous membrane of the stomach and intestine will be hemorrhagic patches. Ulceration and edema will be found. Liver enlarged, pale and friable. स्किन जो है ना ब्लड स्पॉट्स होगा, पिन पॉइंट्स होंगी. हार्ट, थाइमस एंड लंग्स जनरल पैसिव होंगे, कंजेशन होगी उनमें, हाइपरमिया होगा, किडनी क्लाउडी और स्वेलिंग होगी, और नेक्रोटिक जो है फोकाई होंगे किडनी पे. The non-specific lesions such as pulmonary edema, hydrothorax, and visceral congestion may be seen. Ammonia toxicosis can be diagnosed on the basis of a history or NPN supplementation. Feed samples should be taken for NPN analysis. Whole blood, Riemann fluid, vitreous fluid, and cerebrospinal fluid should be collected in sterile containers and submitted frozen for ammonia analysis. Normal blood vitreous ammonia concentration should be less than 0.5 mg per del. Clinical signs appears when the blood ammonia levels reaches approximately 1 mg per dl. Death usually occurs at a blood ammonia concentration greater than 2 mg per del. The treatment for this poisoning is to acidify the rumen by infusing a 2 to 6 liters acetic acid. Vinegar जो है ना आप उसे पिलाएंगे पर एक केटल को, एडल्ट केटल के लिए 2 to 6 लीटर्स जो है ना उसको एसिटिक एसिड देंगे to neutralize the condition. Or 0.5 to 1 liter to a sheep or goat. sheep और goat को जो है ना आधा लीटर से 1 लीटर आप पिलाएंगे. Follow the vinegar with a large volumes 20 to 30 liters in adult kettle of a cold water. cold water में मिला के दे दें 20 से 30 लीटर एडल्ट केटल को अगर उसने यूरिया खाया हुआ है. अगर इमरजेंसी है कि वो जानवर जो है ना कोलैप्स कर गया है, रिकम्बेंसी में चले गया है और फिर इमरजेंसी है, तो then you have to perform the rhinotomy with a removal of the contents for the treatment. उसके फिर रीमन से डायरेक्ट कंटेंट्स निकालें, रिमिनोटॉमी करें और फिर उसको जो है ना वाश आउट करें रीमन को. The CNS depression can be used. अगर बारबिट्यूरेट इस्तेमाल करते हो, अर्गेटोमाइंस इस्तेमाल करते हो, तो दैट विल आल्सो हेल्प इन दी रिड्यूसिंग दी पॉइजनिंग. इंट्रावीनस ग्लूकोज दे सकते हैं, कैल्शियम बोरोग्लूकोनेट दे सकते हैं टू एज एन एंटीडोट टू रिड्यूस द पॉइजनिंग इन द ब्लड. यूरिमिया अगर हो गया है, that will be a injection of the intravenous injection of the glucose will also treat that one. So protected nutrients and enzymes. Now the last topic, that is clinical cases of a protected nutrients and enzymes. The protected nutrients mainly include the protected fat and protein, and it's also called as a bypass nutrients. The other protected nutrients are protected starch, chelated minerals, and vitamins. Enzymes helps to make the nutrients more available to the animals. Enzymes are a protein-based molecules that increase the nutrients utilization in feed. They have two key roles. They break down a larger molecules into a one or a more smaller molecules, or they combine a smaller molecules into a large molecules. Enzymes are specialized proteins that perform specific functions and make a life possible. Enzymes assist or improve the chemical reactions, catalyze that results in the breakdown of organic components into substances animals and microbes can use as the nutrient sources. The nutritional characteristics of a rumen-protected protein and fat supplements produced by heat or formaldehyde treatments of oil seeds and meals. Protected fat and protein supplements are designed and fed to a lactating or a non-lactating ruminants to increase the efficiency of production, enhance production product quality, augment number 3, number 4, 6, number 9 fatty acids contents of a meat and milk and to improve the reproduction performance. The renal microbial protein and volatile fatty acids synthesis supply most of the protein and energy needs of the ruminants. Rumen function problems can reduce intake, digestion, health of a ruminants and culminate in a death. Furthermore, insufficient rumen function reduces animal performance and health and contributes to environmental pollution. The feed additives are typically a non-nutritive compounds or additives added to a diet to improve the dietary nutrients utilization, enhance the performance, minimize the risk of a metabolic diseases, and curtail the adverse impact of a diets on the environment. The qualities of a feed additives may be the especially ideal feed additives should have the following attributes: modulate the ruminal pH and reduce the lactate accumulation, reduce the risk of a development of a metabolic diseases like diarrhea in neonates or ruminal acidosis or a blot in older livestock, enhance the rumen development in the neonatal ruminants, improve the efficiency of a ruminal energy utilization by reducing ruminal methanogenesis and decreases the acetate and to a propionate ratio without reducing the milk fat synthesis. Improve the efficiency of a ruminal nitrogen utilization by reducing the proteolysis, peptidolysis, and amino acid deamination, thus minimizing production and losses of methane to the environment, inhibiting the activity of ruminal protozoa and phagocytize desirable bacteria and contributes to proteolysis and deamination and serves as a host for methanogens, enhancing the synthesis of a microbial protein by facilitating coupling or synchrony of a ruminal energy and protein supply or by other means. Increase the ruminal organic matters, fiber digestibility, increase the level and efficiency of animal performance. Now, the role of the enzymes in the body is the enzymes are essential for the natural function of the body, energy production, detoxification, immune protection. They transform the food for digestion. Without them, the body cannot correctly deliver the nutrients to our cells. Enzymes are essential for the full absorption and usage of food by the body. Our capacity to produce the enzyme diminishes as we age, and many researchers believe that we could live longer if we protected our body from losing precious enzymes. There are three categories of the enzymes. Metabolic enzymes. Metabolic enzymes are produced by the body and are intracellular, meaning inside our cells. They are responsible for the repair, building, and functioning of each cell in all tissues of our body. Food enzymes, like enzymes present in food, are essential to and facilitate digestion. They also preserve our enzymatic potential. Digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes are extracellular, meaning they are found outside of our cells. Like their name implies, they help break down food into nutrients which are then absorbed, transported, and used per each of our cells. Digestive organs such as the pancreas and the liver produce the part of the digestive enzymes of the body. The rest is taken from food. However, the digestive enzymes are lacking in our modern diet. The enzymes that we intake every day with our food contributes non only to a good digestion but also to good absorption and assimilation of nutrients. Enzymes ensure the adequate digestion and assimilation. Enzymes are essential for the production of energy. Enzymes guard against the imbalance of intestinal flora. Enzymes help counteract food allergies. Enzymes prevent the premature aging. Enzymes promote detoxification. Our enzymes also avoid the constipation. Enzymes strengthen the immune protection. The, the consequences of a lack of enzymes, if we are lacking the enzymes, then without enzymes it would take years to digest a meal. अगर हम हमारे हमारे जिस्म में डाइजेस्टिव एंजाइम्स नहीं हैं तो हम खाना को डाइजेस्ट करने के लिए एक साल लगा सकते हैं. The digestion takes approximately 4 hours to continues in the small intestine. Uh, 4 घंटे डाइजेशन लगाती है if it is continues up to 3 to 6 hours in the intestine and then 12 to 24 hours in the large intestine. तो large intestine से exit करती है 24 hours में. So this is because of the enzymes that we are able to digest the food within the 24 hours. हम 24 घंटे में हम जो है ना सारा फूड जो है ना डाइजेस्ट करके एक्सक्रीट कर पाते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ दीज एंजाइम्स. द कंसिक्वेंसेस ऑफ लैक ऑफ एंजाइम्स कैन लीड टू अ डाइजेस्टिव प्रॉब्लम्स. अगर हमारे जिस्म में एंजाइम्स नहीं होंगे दैट विल काज अ डाइजेस्टिव प्रॉब्लम्स, फैट डिपॉजिट एंड ओबेसिटी. ओबेसिटी काज करेंगे, फैट डिपॉजिट होगी. लैक ऑफ एंजाइम्स नॉट ओनली काज अ डाइजेस्टिव प्रॉब्लम्स बट आल्सो अ क्रॉनिक डिजीज. सिर्फ ये डाइजेस्टिव प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं होंगे बिकॉज ऑफ लैकिंग ऑफ एंजाइम्स बट आल्सो इट मे प्रोड्यूसेस chronic diseases that is the allergies, diabetes, inflammation and premature aging, जिन्हें जल्दी बुरा हो जाएगा अगर उसमें एंजाइम्स की कमी होगी. एंजाइम्स डिस्ट्रॉयर्स आर, एंजाइम्स जो फूड में मौजूद होते हैं वो डिस्ट्रॉय हो सकते हैं बाय कुकिंग, freezing, microwave, food additives, fast food, frying, industrial canned food, pesticide, coffee, and alcohol. Mostly we are taking a fast food, frying foods, or the foods which is cooked or freezed. They are lacking in the enzymes. Therefore, our modern food is not having the enzymes which is needed to the body, which increase the life of the human being, which does not allow you to be a aged one or an older one in a premature age. So therefore, when the modern foods will be taken by a human being, which is cooked, which is freezed, which is like a coffee, pesticide, or industrial canned foods are being utilized, that is causing the premature aging and that is causing the diseases, and as well as they are lacking in the enzymes, therefore they are producing diabetes and they are producing the allergies, and this is because of the modern foods which we are taking, which is not a natural food, and therefore they are causing a diseases, metabolic diseases, or digestive diseases. So thank you very much. This is the uh, last slide. If you have any question, then I may have to answer you. Thank you very much.